Hello and thanks for joining the last edition of Journalist Hangout this week. I am Nifemi Okuntoye. Let's remind you that it's 98 days to the 2019 general election. And currently there's ongoing display of National Register voters by INEC at polling units across the country. Today on the program, Presidency attacks Atiku, says he cannot win election by constantly attacking Buhari. House of Reps probes alleged violation of Electoral Act during primaries. And later on the show, ASU strike paralyzes universities. I'll be hanging out this evening with Asuku James, Jeremiah Ozo, and Mojid Jami, who will be joining us later on. Journalist Hangout starts now. Well, one of the strategies in political campaigns is devising a new way to get comparative advantage against foes for ultimate victory. Quite unlike the usual practice, the presidency seems to be changing gear in its bid to boost support for President Muhammadu Buhari in the 2019 elections. It's playing the victim of scathing attacks on the All Progressives Congress candidate by PDP presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar. In a statement, presidential spokesman Femi Adesina told Atiku that he cannot win the 2019 presidential poll by constantly attacking Buhari. But does Nasmer campaign not play a huge role in Nigeria's political landscape? That's a big question. Good evening, gentlemen. People are saying, what is really wrong in talking against an incumbent? It was what APC did in 2014. It is not alien to global politics. Donald Trump did the same thing in 2016 thereabout against the Obama administration. If you want to become president, you must find fault in the incumbent. What are your thoughts along this line?
No, smear campaign is part and parcel of politics, you know, particularly during campaigns. And if you notice in 2014, APC actually had a fun fair, let me use that word, in trying to make sure they malign the PDP in every way possible, right. You know. And I remember then there was no particular day, maybe except Sunday, even Sundays, that then Lai Mohammed, who was in spokesperson of the APC, he will be sending press releases like 2-3 per day, 2-3 per day. So the newsroom was always busy with all these press statements.
That's right.
And most of the press statements was, even when Jonathan was sick, he will bring out a press statement. Even when he coughs, there's always a press statement. You know, everything that the PDP did then, the APC had a statement to it.
That's right.
You know, so it is like the coin has now turned, and it is now time for the APC to feel the heat. So, but now the president, the APC, seem not to be taking it lightly, you know. But they have to, you know, swallow that bitter pill, whether they like it or not. You know that it is part of campaigns.
That's right.
But I am looking at it from different perspective. I'll be looking at. I've seen all the things that the Atiku campaign organization have been, you know, sending out. You know, even calling the president, using the same word that Donald Trump, in quote, might have used against our president. You know, saying things like that are not palatable. But we don't want things like that. If you go out there, people are not interested in all these smear campaigns. They want the campaigns to be issue-based. What will your candidate do? You understand? For us, if he gets into power, it is not about you saying that the president is this or the president is that. And that is where Femi Adesina is going into. He's telling us that if your person wants to be president, he should be telling us things that he wants to do. Not that when the president is traveling now to Paris, you now bring out a statement and say, why is he traveling to Paris? What is the essence of traveling to Paris? You know, those are not some of the things we need. We need you to tell us, okay, fine, we will be able to provide this and push it out. I even on social media, I can see some of the the handlers of the president, they are pushing out all the things that the president is doing, with pictures, with facts, and with figures. I remember one that Chijoka was saying something about projects. And then the way the president, Tolu Ogules, was able to puncture him, and since then, Chijoka has left Twitter. You understand? So those are some of the things. It should be issue-based.
That's right.
And once you bring any issue, bring out facts and figures. And please, either side should also stop posting fake pictures. Pictures that are not substantiated. Because now propaganda will not work. People want to see real facts, real issues. Because then once you bring out a picture, Google is there. People will just quickly, they will fact check.
That's right.
And see if it is true, this picture and that. You know, because there are some people in the president's side that we are trying to post pictures of railway, and eventually those same pictures found its way into Ethiopia or Somalia.
That's right.
You know, so both parties and also other parties. Let's not discard the other parties. We have the YPP. We have what is it called? ANN. You know,
quite a number.
You know, we have so many ACPN.
There are 91
Obi party.
Right.
We have so many political parties out there. You know, and all of them must be given a chance to also puncture what this administration is doing. So Femi Adesina and co should know that this campaign is not going to be easy.
Let me bring Jerry in here. How credible is Femi Adesina's position? I want us to take a look at some of Atiku's criticisms. He has called the incumbent president wasteful for giving $500,000 to Guinea-Bissau. He has also said that the back and forth on the national minimum wage is an evidence of lack of leadership on the incumbent president. He has hit the administration of President Buhari for the departure of some foreign companies. Is also accused of the Buhari-Osinbajo ticket of receiving hardship allowance to the tune of 50% of their annual basic salary. How relevant are these issues to national development?
Well, basically, I think that it is not very much unusual. You know, I'm not actually surprised at you know what the former vice president is actually, you know, pushing out. And, you know, it's election time, you know, just like Asuko said, you know, it's just like a payback time for the governing party now. See, you know, it's just like a payback time of the events that actually transited in 2014. So, but having said that, I think what Femi Adesina, the credibility of Femi Adesina piece to actually, you know, address this issue is not out of place, because the truth of the matter is that we must move beyond the rhetorics of, you know, maligning ourselves, and, you know, because it will be very, very strategic for us to actually focus on issues, you know, because right now, though our democratic process is actually unfolding, but I think that it will be very, very, you know, okay for us to actually move beyond, you know, the rhetorics of maligning ourselves and propagandas and what have you. You know, our campaign must be, you know, focused on issue-based campaign. You know, let's talk about the issues. You know, we have a lot of issues, you know, to address. You know.
Now, let us define the issues, because this is very important. But we talk about the issues. The APC, for instance, has also started talking about the character, the credibility of the PDP's candidates. They have accused him of being corrupt. Are those also relevant issues in an election year?
Well, it depends if the ordinary man will see one's character as an issue. And if the indictment, because if the alleged indictment of the PDP candidates, you know, will put food on their table, and if Mr. President's integrity, you know, which is renowned across the globe, is going to put food on their table, because the issues more is about economy.
Okay.
The issues more is about security. You know, yes, Atiku said, okay, yeah, that he has been able to employ 50,000, sorry, he has even increased it now to 100,000 jobs to people. you know, because he wants to start paying 33,000 as minimum wage, you know. So the issues are more about economy, are more about the unity of Nigeria. So if you look at it, if you put those issues, security, the welfare, which is the welfare of Nigerians, people will not be looking at if Atiku can travel to the US or not. Even though it is a big problem, because corruption is the biggest problem in Nigeria. If eventually is found to have done all those things that they are saying, and that is why he has not been able to go to the US, then it's a big problem. Because if we cannot fight corruption, then the person who will be at the helm of affairs, if in quotes is corrupt, it will be very difficult for us to move forward as a nation. You know, so and the man Atiku has been trying as much as possible. He has been dreaming to become president since 1992. You understand? And our president has always been on the ballot for a very, very long time. He tried like 3 times until he got it the 4th time. So Nigerians will be looking at who is going to better my life in the next 4 years.
That's right.
Will it be the person that has been indicted by the US for being corrupt, in quotes, or will it be somebody who, in quotes, is seen to be to have integrity at everywhere he goes to? People say he's incorruptible. You understand? So Nigerians will have to put that side by side. And let me tell you, Nifemi, it is a very big problem. The PDP knows that their candidate has an issue. But from the way they are looking at it and going about their business, they are not going about it the way the governing party is going about it.
That's right.
Yes, we know that, okay, corruption is a big problem. But if I were to be the handlers of the president, it should be what the president is doing, what he has done, should focus. Because let me tell you, Nifemi, Babajide is not here. Babajide is not here. But most times, you know that Babajide used to say something about Goodluck Jonathan doing so many things. But do you know, those things that Goodluck Jonathan did
were not talked about.
They are not talked about. So that is why he lost that election. And because they started talking about these issues late. And that is where the handlers of this president need to come out and start say if the president has done things, they have to start saying it. And then they have to also back it with facts. Because the PDP will always puncture whatever they are saying.
Apparently. Let's take a break here, and when we return, we'll dig deeper on these issues. Stay with us.